You know, every once in a while you come across something and there's an opportunity. The opportunity is when you see a valuable tool and you know that if you don't start learning this stuff, it is going to affect you later. I want to introduce to you Higgsfield Kling 2.6 audio, an absolute powerhouse. And the reason this one is different is because a lot of AI apps, what they do is only give you voiceovers, they only give you certain edits, they only give you videos. There's very few out there that have all of these components combined into one powerhouse for creativity. That is what Higgsfield has done. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually generate a piece of content in Higgsfield Kling 2.6 audio in real time. So that way, together, me and you can see what it is that we can actually make with this type of software and see if this is something that we can use in our everyday lives, which we already know it is. So when you're looking at this content, I want you to think in your mind for a second. What is it that I want to create? What is it that I want to do with this content that's going to make a big difference in my channels, in my brands, whatever it is I'm trying to promote? See, a lot of people like to play around with these apps and just make funny little snippets for their family, for their friends to laugh at, which is great. But if you're a creator, if you're somebody who is very serious about what you're doing and you want to promote effectively, you're going to have to put these ideas into motion as quickly as possible. So I highly recommend using exterior tools, as I've done, to be able to help organize and clarify the ideas that you want to put together in order to make the best possible prompt for your video generator. Now, the greatest thing about this is that we can see right away that there's a series of options available. So with Higgsfield Kling 2.6 audio, we see that you have an explore page, you have an image page, a video page, you have an edit, a character, which is great. With a lot of apps, we see character edits where you can create avatars. You can make different characters inside the scenes that you generate. You can also give yourself a little bit of an extra push when it comes to your promotion if you have multiple characters in the same video. If you cast multiple characters in there, it kind of creates a whole new vibe when it comes to viral content. If you want viral content, then you're going to have to understand that this is something that you need to take a second to get your detailed ideas in, and then you can push it into this system, and within seconds your ideas can come to life with the proper preparation. So with Higgsfield Kling 2.6 audio, I can honestly say I have seen very few apps that have this many different capabilities, this many different options when it comes to what you can do within the app. I also want to mention as well that with the unlimited membership with this audio platform, you can literally take your projects and put them into fruition on a consistent basis without having to worry about different tokens being used or without having to worry about how many videos you're generating. Now, of course, your audio is going to be combined with your video and then combined with your edits. So you have to make sure that you are very specific when it comes to the components of your video. So if you want a certain type of audio, let's say, for example, like myself.
In a world where history whispers through data, one explorer is ready to listen.
Let's make this echo sing.
Powered by the new Higgsfield audio tool. Adaptive, precise, alive, AI jump.
Low, deep bass male vocals in a podcast setting, and that podcast is talking about video generation in Higgsfield Kling 2.6 audio. So that could be an example of something that we can use in order to create a dynamic video that talks about exactly what it is we're doing. So what we're going to do is generate this piece, but when we do that, I want you to start thinking about your your own ideas, things that you can do in this place to be able to make your promotions as big and as flashy and catchy as possible. Because as we know, the average person, their attention span is inherently low. People are scrolling all day, every day. So you're going to want to make sure that you're going to give them that hook that catches their attention right away. And you can do that in the preliminary descriptions that you put into the prompts for your video. Now, there's a series of different things that you can do with this app, and it doesn't actually have to involve you personally. A lot of people like to personalize their videos because it gets them higher engagement when it comes to people who know who they are, who are familiar with the type of person that they are. Now, when it comes to apps like Sora, which is also included within the powerhouse that we have here with Higgsfield, you can see that a lot of people like to use themselves as the center character in their stories. Now, you can do whatever you want. I've seen channels where people try and make cartoon images and different brands around that, where they use their pets for different animal type videos, and they have series within that. I've seen all kinds of different creative ideas. So don't be shy to check what is trending out there, what you can use for this type of stuff, and exactly how you can make that a motion in what it is you're trying to do. So we're going to show you very quickly that this app, you can just, as simple as taking an image, something small, and generate a prompt with that image. What we're going to do is we're going to make this content as best we can using the resources that we have. And the simpler it is, the better. So while we're waiting for this content to generate, while we're waiting for this to be something, we can definitely think here that this final generation process is going to show us exactly what it is that we can do to use this in the future for our channels, to promote on our brands, and to be able to come up with future ideas as well. Now, of course, we want to maintain the functionality of our app. So, like I said, there's other exterior sources like ChatGPT, for example, Grok 3, for example. You can use those as ways to optimize your video prompts. So if you're not an expert, that's okay. You can just put your ideas alone into the prompter, and it will create something for you that you can see is much more valuable, it's much more in depth, and it contains all the effects that you're trying to get to, because everybody wants that top quality polish. Sometimes you can get simple prompts that will give you something big and something extra, but the majority of the time, it is you using your simplistic ideas to be able to create something amazing for people to see. So I highly recommend that you use this platform in order to make your creations a reality. This is one of the best apps that I have seen thus far that has all of the components that you would need as somebody who wants to create viral content. So if you enjoy this type of stuff, if you enjoy this type of creativity, I highly recommend that you check out the unlimited plan with Higgsfield Kling 2.6 audio. It's an absolute powerhouse. And when you combine audio and video and concepts, you create things that nobody else can replicate. And that's the idea, is to make you unique, is to make you somebody who can get that next level content. So even if you're a beginner, have a shot at just putting your prompt in and see what happens, because once you share that with your friends and your people, you're definitely going to impress them with the level of quality that you can generate from a program like this. So keep creating out there, keep the vibe heavy. All of my operators out there know that you guys are going to be the next level of generators of AI video content and our prompt engineers. And we definitely appreciate you, and we salute Higgsfield Kling Audio 2.6. This is amazing, and I think there's going to be a whole lot of people that really appreciate this type of content. Thank you for tuning into this video. I'm AI Jones. This is Higgsfield Kling 2.6 audio, a brand new application, something that everybody can use, and I will leave the link in the description for anybody that wants to try it out. This is an amazing tool for somebody to use that wants their future content to look sharp and at its best.